Kyle here with Scrapyard Rescue. Today we got something that we're hoping for the best. You can see over here behind me is Fairlane number 2. I'm going to start to try to crank the engine over today, get it started. This car has been sitting, well, the last time it was tagged, there was a plate on it when I got it. It was like 87 or 89. Can't really read the last letter on the tag, but it was in the 80s. So that's how long this thing is sitting out in the field. We've done way more work to it than we wanted to. The engine is basically completely rebuilt. The heads were, I took them to the machine shop. They are brand spanking new heads, new bearings on the bottom. The original pistons that were in it and stuff I left on because they were good. So, new carburetor, just everything in there. All the stuff that goes on, it's new. You know, the car's got new brakes. It's got new suspension. The interior's, I've already worked on the interior for a long time. Pretty much all I got to do is put carpet in it and then put the seats back in, and the interior will be done. I got to finish painting it, but today is the important day. Like I said, I'm going to try cranking it over. I'm going to crank it over for a while first before I hook the coil back up, because I want to get as much oil pumped up in it and get some oil pressure on the gauge and make sure there's oil everywhere. And before you know, I try to start it, I want to get gas up. I just got the little can. I don't have a gas tank in it yet, and of course the battery's dead, so I'm trying to charge it. But I'm going to go over there and crank on it for a little bit, see if I got enough juice in the battery. Like I said, it's not going to start. I'll probably have to charge the battery up a couple times, or I don't know, maybe jump it, something, I don't know. But let's just see if it turns over right now. Okay, I was afraid of that. The battery's just, it's going to take freaking hours to charge it. I think I'll just pull the Tahoe up and jump the freaking thing so I could do something instead of just standing here. I've already got to the point where, you know, taking Junkyard Diggs device. I'm just having a beer about it. We'll see if we can get it going. So as soon as I can get the battery situation figured out, we'll get back in here and see what happens. Alright guys, I'm just going to try cranking it over. I had to hook the jumper cables and shit to it, so let's just see if it'll fire. pressure. So, I don't know. probably just buy a holly and stick on it. I'll keep trying to tune that idle down a little and see if I can get it to idle nice and soft. Just open because it's dropping. The gauge is starting to drop now, so the temperature's going down. It's got a noise in it. Do the main bearings actually make a rattle noise? If they're going bad, I don't know how they can, because the crankshaft doesn't move, it just spins. Like I said, all the rod bearings are new. The crank looks good. I've been in there a couple times looking at it. When I had it on the engine hoist, I pulled the bearing caps off and everything looked good. But when I changed the rod bearing, I noticed the top bearing, the one on the connecting rod itself, was worn real bad on every one of them, but the bottom was okay. And when I took the caps off, of course, I looked at the bottom and looked at the crank, and it was nice and smooth and shiny, and the bearing looked good, so I just put it back on. And then when I ran this before, and it was knocking. So this morning I spent 2 hours under there, and I changed all the rod bearings. Brand new oil in it. It's not doing anything on idle. And if I crawl under the car when it's doing that, I can't hear any noise coming out from the oil pan. So if it was a bearing down below, I would assume you would hear it better underneath the car with your head up close to the oil pan instead of up above. I'm wondering if there's some stuck lifters in there. The cam is coming around and whacking them and they're not moving. I had the lifters off before and I checked everything on them. I checked all the tension on the push rods, readjusted them. I could see where oil, I ran the engine without the covers on, I could see oil coming out of all 8 of them, so it was, there was, 16 of them, I guess, whatever, but there was plenty of oil coming out of them, so they're getting oil. We'll go check the pressure again. sitting at 30. The water temperature is at about at 190, so and it's holding steady now. So that means the water, water circulation is working. The oil pressure is not going down, so it's got plenty of oil pressure. Pretty good. That noise I'm hearing is definitely coming from up above somewhere. And if you hit the gas, it sounds pretty bad, but I can tell if I lean right in the engine, I can tell it's not coming from down below. I don't know what it would be. Guys, let me know. Give me some ideas down in the comments there. What do you think? Is it the bearings? The only thing left would be the mains. I'd have to pull the engine back out and do that. If I did that, I wouldn't put it back in. I'd just wait to get my other engine rebuilt or finished rebuilding. It's at the machine shop. Why I did all this, I don't have any idea. It's been nothing but a money pit. At the time when I got this other engine and all that, I thought it would be a good idea, and I could just drop it in here, and I'd have an engine, and I could take my time rebuilding the one over there and at the machine shop and all that. What a freaking disaster that's been. It did nothing but just pouring money in it. I got like $800 just in the transmission that worked good when we pulled it out. Yeah, sure, you're an expert Craigslist guy, I guess. Same with the motor. Oh, hell, it turns over. Well, it didn't turn over. I'm going to check the gauges again. pressure's down to about 20. It is losing oil pressure, but the engine's pretty hot. My other car, it drops down to 20 all the time, and it's not a problem. As soon as I step on the gas and go, it jumps back up to 40. So it'll cruise down the highway, that car at like 60, and run 30 pounds of oil pressure all the time. But then when you pull up the stoplight, it'll drop to 20. So that I'm not too worried about. I just don't know what the noise is. Could it be the mains? The main bearings are bad? Or could it be the lifters? If it's pumping oil through all the push rods, then I would assume that the lifters are moving because that's what pumps the oil off them. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. Sounds good when it idles. Better have more of that fear about it and think on it. Well, it's dropping oil pressure down to almost nothing when it's idling that low and that hot. So I don't know what to do. I just don't know. I think the crankshaft is perfectly good because when I had the oil pan off and was changing the connecting rod bearings, I was, cranking the engine over. So I could see when I took the bearings off, I could see the crankshaft, and it looks new. It looks like it's been re-ground at one time or something. It's nice and smooth. There are no gouges in it. There's nothing. It's just like I said, the top bearing on all the rods had a big wear mark on them. The bottom of them seemed to be okay. So I don't know. No, it's the only thing that I could think of left that would make that noise. It's either the lifters, which I've checked once already, or the main bearings, which I don't know if it should make that kind of noise with the main bearings. Wouldn't it just lose oil pressure if the mains were starting to go bad? It would just kind of, well, it is losing oil pressure, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this was a money pit disaster I should have never got into. Yeah, I think before I tear this motor apart again, I'll just get the motor from the machine shop that was in here. That'll be 100% rebuilt at the machine shop. Everything should be perfect. And I've got the transmission over there for it, and I'll just sell this engine and transmission. At least I know the transmission is rebuilt. So it's a C4 pre-65 C4 transmission that's been fully rebuilt. So if anybody's looking for a transmission, contact me and maybe we could make a deal. I don't know. I just kind of, it's just really working on me, this car. It's like it don't want me to drive it. It don't want me to do anything with it. It just wants to sit here and, you know, rot back into the ground or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sell the whole frickin' thing. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty tempting right now. The reason I wanted this car so much is the body is like in perfect shape. It's just got a couple little dings on the door over there, where the body on my other car's got quite a few dents and dings and stuff that need to be repaired. This one, you know, a new paint job, and it's going to look really nice. I don't have to do any body work on it, which I don't do body work because I hate body work. So, I hate to sell it. I don't know, if somebody came with, you know, a couple grand in their pocket, they could probably haul this away. I got the tires for it, I got all that, so I don't know. Anyways, I got to think about it, see what I want to do. Just let it sit for a couple days and just, you know, just kind of run it through and see what's going on. I don't know. Like I said, if anybody's got any ideas, if that noise you think is coming from the up in the, I have new valves put in it. I mean, the heads are brand new, so I'm sure nothing's wrong in there. But I'm just wondering if the lifters, I've got some sticky lifters down there that, you know, the cam's coming around and whacking them and they're not moving. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Anyways, as always, guys, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. You know, give me a thumbs up and share, all that kind of good stuff for me. Help me, you know, help me out with my channel and stuff. And let me know what you think about this. And we'll just get back to you on another video and see if we figured something out. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.